everybody. I thought today I would show you how I do my product photos for the website. Now, I'm not any good at it, but I am happy because I can see some improvement over the last couple of years. So I thought what I'd do is show you some of the very first product photos that I did and then show you the last ones that I did. My main goal for this was to get all of my products on my website to match. I had so many different shots and different angles of all my different products that my website was, it just looked like a hot mess. So I wanted to kind of fix that. But I wanted to show you the backgrounds that I used for these last pictures. Now the photos themselves aren't that great because I'm not a photographer, but I just wanted to show you this. I got these off Amazon. I did take a chance because I didn't know what kind of quality they were going to be, but I was very, very surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. Now this one is wood grain, and it's two-sided. You have two different kinds of wood grain. And it's kind of like the thickness of poster paper or poster board, but it's slick and smooth. And I don't know if you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's really thin, but it's awesome to work with. So there was the wood grain, and this was all one pack. There was the wood grain, and then we had bricks, which of course on the back was a different kind of brick. And then we also had, our last one is marble. So we have this really pretty kind of pink looking marble. And then on the back, it's kind of a white looking marble. I love these. They, like I said, where they're slick, they're kind of, it seems like they would be spill proof. Now when I got them, they were rolled so unbelievably tight that it was horrible. So Shane, he took them out, he unrolled them, he rolled them the opposite way, and then we clipped them with these and just left them for like 3 days. And then when I went back and unrolled them, they were fine. So if you decide to buy these and try them, just know they're going to come rolled really tight. You will have to do something about that, but once you do, see, they're pretty flat. And then something else that you can do, I tried this, and what this is cordboard. And then the bricks that I have here, I bought those at the Dollar Tree. Now it's been a couple of years, and they were self-adhesive. I mean, it's cool, there's nothing wrong with it. I didn't like the pictures I was getting with them, but you could try something like that. I still use this, but what I do now is I'll set it up, and then I'll put my background on it, and I'll clip it with my clip here. I'll show you. Maybe I'll show you. Like that. So there's a lot you can do with that. You're always supposed to try to do your photography where you have really good natural light coming in your window. Well, that's awesome if you have really good natural light that comes in your windows. I don't. I have a huge apple tree out back that blocks all of the sun. And then I have a huge weeping willow tree out front that blocks all of the sun. I have one window in my house that gets pretty decent sunlight. It's in my bathroom. I actually take my pictures in my bathtub, and believe me when I tell you, it's hilarious and it's hard. But it gets the job done, so it doesn't matter. You just use what you got. How's it go? Start where you are, use what you've got, do what you can, something like that. And that pertains to a lot of different things. Okay, so at this point, I decided the best thing to do was just to surround the bathtub with my products, get in the tub, and set my big hind end down right in the middle of it. That's what I did. No, I did not take any pictures or video of that because nobody needed to see that. All right. Like I said, this is the only place in the house where I get any kind of sun. I do have a ring light, but I don't really like to use that a whole lot in here. It casts a weird shadow on things. So I just tried to use natural lighting. And you can see I got some pretty good pictures, especially of the tarts there, the wax melts. I was pretty happy with the way those turned out. And what I did, I took pictures and then I did some really quick edits in Canva. I think the only thing I messed with was the contrast and the brightness levels. Like I said, I wasn't taking a lot of pains with it. There are some different tips and tricks you can do when you're taking your pictures. Just remember, I'm not a professional, but I've done a little bit of researching. And that's tip number one is use what you have. Whatever camera you have, if you want to use your phone, you go right ahead and use your phone. But do some research on how to take better pictures with whatever it is you have. I don't use a flash. I don't get good pictures that way. Try to think about the angles of your shots, how you want them to look, and then set your shots up that way. Don't be afraid to use props. I think in some of my pictures I had a loofah in the picture, and I just thought it was kind of neat. When I first started out, it's cherry rock, and I love music. So when I first started out, I was using old vinyl records and cassette tapes and microphones and things like that as props in my pictures, which I loved. I loved the idea, but my pictures didn't turn out that great. And I'll probably try to go back and incorporate some of that later. But don't be afraid to use props. You want one or two shots of just a straight up nothing but your product, but then you can add some other things in there. That's flavoring flavoring the pictures with you. Make a list of the shots you want to take. I got everything set up and I was in the middle of taking my pictures and I thought, oh, you know what? I need to get pictures of that soap that I made. The video was frosting soap for the first time. I was really happy with the way it turned out. And I thought, I need to get some pictures of that. And I didn't write it down. I thought, I'll remember. And I did remember about 5 minutes after I cleaned everything up. So just make a list of what you want to accomplish. The camera that I used is a Canon. It's a DSLR camera. And those, like I said, if that's what you're going to be using, then do a little bit of research on it on how to take better pictures. I know that you want to balance your aperture, the shutter speed, and the ISO for good exposure. The slower your shutter speed, the more light it lets in, and the bigger your aperture, the more light it lets in. Now, also, though, if you go slow with your shutter speed, you're more prone to camera shake, and you will need to take your pictures using a tripod. The ISO you don't use a lot. You want to try to keep it as low as possible. Like I said, I would go in and just research that a little bit more. And these were very quick pictures because I just wanted to update my website. I have redesigned my labels, and so at a later point, I'm going to try to take some really good pictures of the products with my new labels on them. And I'm looking at my website here. I'm very happy with it. Everything is a little more uniform, a little more consistent. All my shots are very similar. The Blackberry Bubblegum Sugar Scrub there was a little bit different, but it is its own special collection thing, so that I'm all right with that. All right, but the main thing is just be patient with yourself, try to learn, and do the best you can, and just know that the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And just know what you're wanting to accomplish. Like for me, I just wanted to update my website, but I wasn't terribly focused on extremely good pictures right now. One last thing I wanted to say is anything that you're doing, I don't know what your goal is. Mine is I want to have a nice website. I want to do online sales. I love things like that. My goal is to improve my website, to improve my pictures that I'm taking, to improve the copy that I write, just to improve. But in that, I have to remember that it is a process. I'm learning. I want to get a little bit better every day, but I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be perfect. So just keep that in mind with whatever you're doing. If all you want to do is learn how to make soap, just say, okay, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. I want to get a little bit better every day. Just know you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be like the most awesome soaper in the world. But it doesn't work that way. So be patient. Be patient with yourself. And enjoy learning. Enjoy the learning. Like I said, I'm not a photographer. A friend of mine is, and if you would be interested in maybe me doing a video with her, if you had any questions that you would like her to answer, you can go ahead and put those in the comments below, or you could email them to cherry.rocks@outlook.com, or you could go onto Facebook. It's at My Cherry Rock. Follow the page and send me a message that way with any questions you might have about photography, and we'll see if we can't get something going. All right, thanks guys.